Righty. Out of recess, we have one agenda item left. Our 11:30 will bump up to 11:15 here. Our Suncor Energy brief. And this stemmed from notification from Montezuma County Commissioner Kent Lindsay that they were going to be engaging in the brief. I'll ask Dennis to give a brief summary. So much better in it than
Okay, I'll do my best. This came up very, very quickly, and it was sort of this last minute thing last week. I got a call, from Eric, who said the commissioner in Montezuma County had mentioned something to him about a Suncor lawsuit. And so I got a hold of Stephen Tarnowski, their attorney. He did the best he could at filling me in. He was also taken a little bit by surprise by the whole thing. And then I also talked to Todd Starr, since Mesa County is sort of a big player in this thing. So bear with me for a second. And I know this is dense. Boulder County has sued Suncor, which is this huge multinational oil and gas producer out of Canada. And so that's Suncor. They're the defendants. Boulder County has sued them basically for nuisance and some other state claims based upon their production of oil and gas. And so Boulder County has sued them and said, your oil and gas has led to air quality problems and in Boulder County, so we're going to sue you.
injuries allegedly caused by the effects of interstate and international greenhouse gas emissions. The
Yes.
global climate.
So you have this one county in Colorado suing this multinational oil and gas company, basically saying, stop producing oil and gas or pay us damages, whatever. So you would think that wouldn't get very far.
Yeah.
But apparently the challenge by Suncor to throw it out was denied by the court, and the Court of Appeals upheld that and has told them they can move forward with their lawsuit. And now it is in the United States Supreme Court to determine whether or not Boulder County can sue a global oil and gas producer under state claims. So it'd be like us suing Boeing, because when Boeing jets fly over Dolores County, it damages the air quality. So we want Boeing to stop. Actually, no, it would be like we want Boeing to stop flying anywhere, because ultimately it leads to greenhouse gases, which ultimately lead to global warming, which is diminishing the climate here.
Wow.
So what has happened is the Supreme Court is now taking this matter up and is going to supposedly decide the narrow issue of whether or not a county can sue for basically a world can sue under a theory that affects the entire world, including interstate commerce. And so there's a group of 10 to 15 counties that are putting together what's called an amicus brief, which is basically a brief in support of Suncor's position that the suit should be thrown out. And Montezuma County, Mesa County, Delta County, a bunch of others are putting this emergency amicus brief together. They've hired some attorney out of Washington, D.C. for $75,000 to quickly put together this brief. And because that attorney doesn't want to deal with all the different counties, the counties have put together a committee of 3 county attorneys that are going to review the brief and give input back, because there's only a week to get this brief done and filed. Less than a week now, there's like 4 days or something. 20, what's it date?
So Wednesday?
Yeah, the 21st, the brief has to be filed.
Yeah.
And they're asking counties to join in and contribute to the payment of the attorney's fees and also to sign off on the brief when it's done and to file. Todd Starr and Stephen Ternowski also acknowledged that there is a downside to supporting this brief because, in fact, there has been a recent occasion where counties have sued like this for the benefit, and the perfect example is the opioid thing. That was a county suing a drug manufacturer under state law for manufacturing these opioid drugs. And we obviously won that and got the benefit of settlement proceeds from that company. So when you say it was okay then, but we don't like it now, Todd Starr's position was, who's to say the next time we try to sue someone, they don't use this Suncor case and say, wait a minute. Counties argued that you couldn't do this in Suncor, and now you're trying to sue it, and now you're trying to sue us 5 years later under the same theories. And the attorney in DC has apparently said, well, we think we can narrowly craft this so it doesn't get thrown back in your face when you want to use that in the future. Have I lost everyone yet? And so the other counties are asking for two things. They're asking that you guys contribute $2,500 towards the attorney's fees and that you guys sign off on a brief that we haven't seen yet. And basically rely on the three-attorney committee to do the proofreading and drafting with the DC attorney. My concern is, why do we only have 10 to 15 counties out of 64? And it sounds like it's only conservative counties that are worried that the Front Range liberal counties are going to come in and start bringing absurd lawsuits against cattle production because cows produce methane or any other ridiculous cause that you can think of.
You know where their biggest, their refineries in Commerce City, Colorado,
Suncor.
Suncor. They produce $2.5 billion into the economic value to the state of Colorado.
2.5 billion.
To the amount of estimated economic value we bring to Colorado every year is $2.5 billion. Wow.
And they're not just suing them for what they do in Colorado. It's my understanding.
They purchase all the crude oil from Denver-Chillsburg Basin, which isn't a big basin up there, but it's not like that.
So that's my very, very uneducated summary of what's going on, and that was from a few hours on the telephone with the attorneys that were involved, and then I did take a look at the opening brief that someone's already filed and that Suncor's already filed. You guys feel the need to review that. Only 43 pages, 48 pages. I don't have an opinion on it. Because I don't know what the brief is gonna say. I don't know. I read Todd Starr's position memo on it where he argued that there's pros and cons of making these arguments. The biggest con is that it might get thrown back in our face in the future if we ever want to actually bring a real lawsuit against someone.
Well, I mean, ultimately, my gut is saying that the Supreme Court's probably gonna just strike it down.
as a practical matter, I just have a hard time believing they're gonna let it go forward and,
Yeah.
but. I mean,
What does it benefit Dolores County?
It's gonna be our return on this $2,500.
Yeah, what's our return on this $2,500?
Simple.
it's to preserve, it's to fight against. A tax on oil and gas and, which that horse has already left the barn and
Yeah,
around here. I'm surprised they haven't driven Suncor out of the state by now. And maybe that's what this is.
Yeah,
Everyone's shocked that their property taxes are going up. Like. In La Plata County, everyone's, oh my gosh. What did you think was gonna happen when you kick oil and gas out of the county?
yeah.
No. Was a big part of the income over there.
I don't think we allocate funds to Suncor's policy and stand with them in principle with it, but as far as Dolores County in our situation right now. Don't believe.
This brief's gonna move forward with or without you, and there's gonna be 10 to 15 counties representing the position. And,
And Suncor too, I mean,
yeah,
They're a big deal. from what I read. Big deal.
how much is our $2,500 going
according
to
to
get
health.
in? I'm gonna be standing with them in principle.
I can tell you their Suncor's opening brief with the Supreme Court of the United States is pretty impressive. It looks like some serious scholars have written this one. Looks like they're relying more on, it's like they're relying more on the just impracticality of one county in one state during the monkey wrench in worldwide oil and gas production.
Some common sense.
Do we need a vote on that or no?
I don't think you're gonna,
Unless we want to take action and allocate funds to the defense
Oh.
and jump on with it, but no. You think?
So.
Well,
They go.
that case, thank you for that, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
oh, you're welcome. And again, that was,
And it's good to know because I think they'll probably bring it up today for this afternoon. What's going on?
yeah,
So,
and I think it's, I think it's, I think it's in good hands. But I'm also a little bit worried about careful what you wish for. Based upon the brief I read from Todd Starr. So. And I'm sorry, how many counties are gonna be here for the things?
5.
5 counties?
The Archuleta, La Plata, Montezuma, San Miguel.
I wish I would have dressed better. Alright.
Oh, you look nice.
Plus, Representative Hurd's office, Hickenloopers, Bennett, and I think we're done.
You got jeans on.
Oh, yeah. But
Some do and some don't. At the meetings. Dress,
Yeah.
some dress down.
Well, the attorneys usually dress up then. I'm not trying to impress anyone, but.
Look, this is from June and this is to May. 85% their stock Suncor, went up 85% since last June. Wow, they're making bank.
well, in that case, I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Another motion, a second, all in favor of adjourning?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
We
Are
are close to being adjourned.
I got.
Yep.
Our sweet little lamb.